Welcome back to the channel. Great little channel that we've got going, and we're back with some news on crypto and things alike. Bitcoin, wow, I sounded posh there, I sounded very smart. Bitcoin is at 103k. I'm hoping that we get this blue scenario. Maybe we do get a consolidationary period, because if you actually look at the 4 hourly chart, it looks like Bitcoin wants to move, but if you look at things like altcoins and Casper, yeah, it looks like it was a lower high. Even though Casper did look good, it still looks like a lower high, which is crazy. If we look at the total crypto market cap, because that would actually satisfy Casper, and we move over to the weekly time frame, even maybe the monthly. What is it looking like? My chart's a mess. It has broken out. Has finally broken out, but we need to make a little box here. How do I even make a box? Can I make a box with this here? I don't want to make any trends. Where the hell are the boxes? Oh, I feel like I'm close because I can get one of them semicircles. No, I don't want no Elliott waves either. Where the hell is it? Maybe I need to draw it on. Let's see if it'll allow me to draw a rectangle right here. So this is the first major support level. So maybe we are going to come back to here after seeing a little pump, retest it and go higher. Hopefully. I don't know if we are. Hopefully. It does look very bullish at the moment, especially Bitcoin. Because if we go to the daily analysis, finally hit the target of 100 to 105k after closing above 96. Where is the more recent updates? I'm sure they've posted more updates. Yeah, thesis of BTC sweeping the liquidity lows below 103, 104k before continuing higher played out nicely. I still have my remaining BTC short open and will hold it until TP3 at 99.8k, or it reaches my entry price for break even. The daily RSI and stochastic RSI is slightly reset, which means we technically have room for higher again, but I'm still waiting for clarity after the CPI numbers coming out today, and or there's any more developments macro wise. Remember, we have Russia-Ukraine meeting Thursday for ceasefire negotiations, and other countries needing to comply with Trump's drug policies. I also like to see BTC close the daily candle above 102.8k to show sustained strength at support. We now have more liquidity forming higher, which could cause a move to 105.3k if we have any bullish news announced. Until then, I'm managing my risk, me too, accordingly, and will wait for more clarity, because at the moment I believe it is profit taking region. I don't believe it is time to FOMO in, because you never want to buy when people are euphoric at all. And if we look at the chart, it does look over here, it looks like it wants to come down. It could go a little bit higher, but chances are it is going to move downwards. Let's go on to the trending cryptos today. Moodeng has been pumping like crazy, like an absolute hippo that it is. Purple Pepe also pumping. But aside from that, I'm surprised Casper's still not trending. Casper has pumped hard over the last few days. It has pumped hard, but hopefully it goes downwards. What is the fear and greed index? We're in greed, lads. We're in greed, so we have to be careful, especially around these regions. And if we look at the other Bitcoin fear and greed index, we're still in greed. They're about the same for once. If we look at the liquidation map, more shorts than longs on the 1 day, but a lot more longs than shorts. We have to liquidate them, and we will do eventually, I think. What about the heat map? If we look at the heat map on the 24 hours, it's up and downwards, so we could chop around, especially with CPI. But on the 1 month, it looks fairly okay, but I believe we still need to retest around that region at 92k. Let's look at bookmarks. So, GigaChad has the most engagements, 7.47 million. That's one to keep an eye on, especially if there is a pullback. 8-hour sell signal confirmed. Now we wait. PA about to get real interesting. Bearish divergence. Come on, bruh. Let's see some downside. If you guys are obviously in the market, I hope you took profits because you don't want to make the same mistake. Even if you want some of your bags, like I'm holding on Mikami, I'm holding a little bit of Casper, but I know that we could see further downside. Easy peasy, don't complicate the market, is simple. Retesting that 98k region hopefully, with Coinbase joining the S&P 500. Isn't that crazy? Base memes seem hella cheap all of a sudden. Let's check out base meme coins. Base ecosystem meme coins by market cap. So Brett still hasn't got a Coinbase listing. Toshi has got a Coinbase listing. It could fly, but it is quite a high valuation, I think. The only ones that I'm looking at is Ski Mask Dog. That seems to keep moving. It's moving today as well, hitting 100 million market cap. To be honest, this was more favourable at 20 million. You don't want to buy it when it's pumping like this. You want to buy on a pullback for sure. Ski Mask Dog is defo the one, because it hasn't even got a Coinbase listing, and it's flipped dogging me, which has got a Coinbase listing. Mr. Miggles also showing strength. So Mr. Miggles, Ski Mask Dog, possibly Aerobud. The rest just look like dirt to me. I'm not gonna lie. The rest I wouldn't look at. BTC looking to bid 97 to 99k, targeting 106, 107. Everyone does think we're going lower. I just saved you all. You're welcome. Yeah, 130k does seem reasonable. People's price targets are way too high and they keep moving the goalposts. As the saying goes, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then they add you to the S&P 500 or something like that. You know, Omikami made a very similar post. I thought that was something to do with Omikami, bruh. First they ignore you, then they fight you. He has been posting a lot recently, actually. Where is it? First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win. Let me actually save this image and repost that, just so people do know, just in case another fella can get rich off Omikami. Imagine Coinbase are listing it. I don't think it's to do with that. I think Coinbase are just flexing themselves. But imagine that is the case. Where is it? There we are. Omikami and Ryujin. Mew Mew the Bull higher whether you like it. I love Mew Mew the Bull's page, man. Like the meme, pictures and everything like that. You shouldn't bring emotion into it when you're trying to make money, but it has made me some money over the last few days. It's just awesome art. Your only hope of going back in time and buying Bitcoin at $300 is Monero today. It's so... When people say, I wish I bought BTC back then, yet when they have redemption in front of them, that's fundamentally better, stronger and more undervalued. They turn into Helen Keller, blind as F when the play is in front of them every time. Monero could fly. Monero's chart looks insane too. BTC filled, TP 196k, TP 288k. For now, aiming for mid-90s would be good enough to wreck a ton of bulls. Kraken, layer ones on Kraken were pumping yesterday. Look at Casper, up 15% in one day. Imagine when real altcoin season comes. If you ask me how I'm looking at BTC, I'm eyeing the 96 to 94k zone. Too many people are saying that though. 74k I was confidently bullish. The same applied at 93k and even at 96. Every level had technical reasoning behind it, but now at 104 my stance is shifted. This could be the final push to grab liquidity. One lesson in trading, it's not about knowing when to enter, it's equally important to recognize when not to. Sitting out is also a strategy, and I'm sitting out, I'm chilling, I'm not doing nothing. Me when I see Wallet 2 make their first transfer of Casper. What the hell? Stop screaming and go do something, man. Had to drag her out. Retail is coming. There's been a spike in Google search trends for Ethereum rather than Ethereum. That's jokes. What if it's a double? What if? Are you prepared for that? If you're not and you're going to get screwed, then it's over. Maybe we're going to see a pump later down the line in a couple of years. Who knows? That's my plan for BTC. If this plays out, there will be a lot of money made shorting the top. Shorting has got to be more money than longing, right? Because then everyone thinks euphoric. Everyone says it's going to go higher to 500k. But I've never done it before, so we'll see. We can make a lot of money shorting. 5 wins officially in. Time for a correction. Let's see it. Mew Mew the Bull. Boom. Set your alarms. Sell everything. Look, this guy has his thesis at least. He's trying to predict the market, which is dumb. But he has a thesis. Stick to it now. CAS support held in target zone for a potential fifth wave has now been reached. For a first signal that a price top has formed, a break below 10 cents is needed. However, until Bitcoin shows weakness and as long as this level holds, a rally can continue. 14 cents is the next target. All the gas, no brakes. Casper is absolutely ripping again. Currently, fib extension is at 70 cents. What a blockchain. In my opinion, now is another time to add ETH, Eric Trump. He's going to tank it again, isn't he? Banks will issue it, businesses will brand it, you'll just call it money. Pretty confident it will have looked obvious in hindsight. Casper to $1. Can't remember ever seeing this before. Look at that, Casper was outperforming everything yesterday. It's mad. Coinbase started listing base projects. Which one's the next? I think Schema Stog. It's getting a lot of volume and miggles. That is a weird looking cat though. I saw consolidation after a pump favours continuation. I saw many comments about people saying they look up to me. Let me explain two things. There are jokes. I should not make emotional breakdowns. If I lose money, I will happily post a screenshot of losses, just like I show profits. So I try my best to make people smile on the tough days with idiotic posts. But remember, I'm also allowed to be emotional like everyone else. We are not effing leaving.